declared 25 under 25 by Instagram.
It all sort of started clicking really well with Reels because I had all this experience of being able to write a joke, deliver it in the best way.
His content and style is disrupting the internet.
Once people find their sort of length and wavelength where they fit, it comes naturally. Then they're just different. Long form and short form are very different.
NewsX influencer A-list proudly recognizes Vishnu for influence in comedy-oriented content. Hello and welcome. You're joining us on NewsX Influencer A-List. I'm Parati Bhanod, and with us today is somebody very, very special. With over 430,000 followers on Instagram, a brand of his own, and content that will leave you wanting more, we have Vishnu with us. And Vishnu is changing the space, is changing what we see on the internet and how we see it. And let's understand from him what his perspective and his journey has been like. Vishnu, firstly, thank you so much for being with us and a very warm welcome to NewsX.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and be able to talk to you about this. So pretty excited for this.
Same here. Why don't you begin by telling us, Vishnu, your journey? Why become a social media influencer? Was it by fluke, or was it something that you, aspired to be and then eventually achieved?
I feel creators my age or from my generation. So I'm 24 right now. I started making videos in 2013, which makes me when I was 16. So you did not have the idea of short form content back then and all those things, right? So when at least I started, the goal was not to become a social media influencer, or it was to become a creator and make a living while creating and doing something I loved. That was about it. That was just the goal. However, it took me a while. I made videos for 4.5 years without getting any sort of recognition and any sort of virality for that matter. So I gave up the idea of doing this for a living. And then Instagram Reels came along, and my videos started to find the right set of audience with it all sort of started clicking really well with Reels because I had all this experience of being able to write a joke, deliver it in the best way with the best pauses and everything, and think of content on the feed. And I had the perfect opportunity, and I had a lot of this 4 years of baggage of content where I already knew what I wanted to say. I just had the right outlet when Reels came along. So it really clicked for me, and then that's when I blew up. So
has it been? Is it tougher to make short form content than it is to make long form content? Because you get 30 seconds to woo your audience. So is it tougher to kind of build that sort of a narrative in 30 seconds?
I mean, I don't know. For someone who grew up making long form videos, for them it's definitely tougher because they're used to dealing with nuances and building a premise that's longer and delivering a joke that gives you that delayed gratification. But short form for someone for a Gen Z kid, for them short form content comes like this, right? They're very intuitive with their content. They know how to do it, and it's I've done short form content for a while. I still can't make a video less than 45 seconds because I'm like, kya karu main 45 seconds mein? So my videos are usually 45 to 1 minute. But Gen Z, I think it's more about conditioning. And once people find their sort of length and wavelength where they fit, it comes naturally. Then they're just different. Long form and short form are very different. Comparing them as tough or less tough will be injustice. These were the people.
And did it ever strike you that we could do this for a living? Or you said that it wasn't really for a living, right? It was just getting influenced, getting intrigued by the fact that you can make videos, put them out there, and then see where it takes you. But was there ever an alternate plan, or did you kind of rely on the fact that you would be able to bolster this into something larger?
There was always an alternate plan, always. And in fact, this was the alternate plan. I started making videos when I passed my 12th grade. So I was in my college for the first 4 years. I was doing my BTech in computer science engineering for some reason, while I was making videos in college. I was also working with an organization back then, which is to say that I was also working something on something, then also doing college and also making videos. Then after college, I got an internship slash job, and I was doing that. I was into social media marketing and PR and advertising. So I was into that, and then that is when I got a call from Men's XP. They were like, "Hey, do you want to come audition for us?" and all those things. And until I got that call, I never stopped having this one thing that was my day job. Okay. So videos I was always making. So video for me, this is how I thought of making videos as. For me, it was never a profession. For me, it has always been, जैसे बचपन में स्कूल से आके होमवर्क करके बाहर जाने को, शाम को खेलने को मिलता था ना 5 से 7 बजे के बीच में टाइप्स, you know, you can do whatever, like those 2 hours were your whatever, liberating. You have सुबह स्कूल में टीचर बताएंगे क्या करना है, शाम को आके मम्मी पापा बताएंगे कि होमवर्क करना है, खाना खाना है, whatever. 5 to 7 is my time, you know, you don't touch me. So making videos, creating videos when I used to come back home after my college or my job, that was my time. So that it's always been fun for me, that idea of playing. So
was it indeed heartwarming that people were relating to the kind of content then that you were making? And you know, we often talk about an audience. We talk about how a creator has their own audience. How long did it take for you to build an audience that is loyal to you, that wants to watch whatever you're doing? In fact, follow 3 accounts that you have on social media, on Instagram.
So it took me a really long time to build an audience that was loyal to me. But I felt whenever, like, even if, so when I hit 1,000 subscribers, it took me on YouTube. Because I was predominantly, in my college years, I was predominantly making videos on YouTube. So when I hit 1,000 subscribers in 2.5 years or 3 years, 2.5 years of making videos, and that's a long time to hit 1,000 subscribers. That's a really long time. And I used to think that, you know, my content is so good that this is my narcissist creator artist talking. And that's what I used to think, that why are people not like looking at it and watching it and all those things. And but then I realized, I found peace in the fact that the 1,000 people who were, I just started talking to them and engaging with them on a personal basis, in the sense that I wouldn't let go a DM unanswered that actually needed my help. Not like, hi, how are you? Not that, but like, hey, this is what's going on in my life right now. Can you make a video about this? Or can you talk about this? Or something. So I would make it a point to always have that conversation. And that helped me build
very fascinating. So you were, so responding to your audience, is that something that you think helped get more people on board your journey?
I don't know. I don't know about that, because I never did it with the purpose of that. I still genuinely love to be able to help someone, be it on social media or off social media. And when I say that, I don't mean it in an altruistic philanthropy. Yeah. I have so many words that I can't pronounce. Anyway, so I don't mean it like that, but it's a very selfish thing. When I do something for someone, or when I have a conversation where I can communicate thoughts and be able to empathize with someone through a conversation, it makes me feel good about myself. So it's a very selfish thing. And I did that on my Instagram, and I still do it on my Instagram. I used to do lives where I used to get people on my live video, and we used to talk. I used to call it sharing Shezwan for some reason. हम 2-3 बजे रात को we used to go live, and 40 people would come on live, and then we'd just talk about how's your day been, how's your week been, all of those kind of things. And I feel that did contribute for me to create this core community of people who actually cared about me and not just about my content. So, and this is where I feel a lot of creators go wrong. Not go wrong, but like they focus on people wanting to love their content and just that. But ultimately, as an artist, or an artist on social media, you do want people to care about you as well and not just your content. Because what if one day you grow out of your content? And that is a very, very natural process for any creator. It's not like you're going to stop being funny. You're stop going to finding, you stop going to, you are stop going to, you are going to stop finding things funny that you find funny today.
Yeah.
And people are still going to find those very joke. If you repeat the joke even after 5 years, there are still going to be some people who are going to find that joke funny, but you are going to stop finding that joke funny, and hence you'll have to grow out of your content, or you'll be a miserable creator who is just doing something that he doesn't want to do. So it's very important to have that relationship with your audience. So,
we were just talking, Vishnu, about that fine line on the internet, and how you draw it, where it is, who defines where it is, etc. Now, when we talk about the online space, there's much that is left desired for. But one thing that is now up and coming is the fact that most brands are turning to influencers for social media marketing. So what would traditionally be roping in sports women and sportsmen and sports persons, as well as celebrities and Bollywood stars, etc., they're now turning to social media influencers. But there is no SOP, there's no guide, there's not a clearly defined path. Do you think that as a first mover, you for one, or other content creators that have started at a similar point as you have, at a similar time as you have, do you think that you have some sort of responsibility towards establishing some kind of ground rules? Do you think that's something that you guys can do or take upon yourself?
As much as I'd want to take that upon myself, I don't think any creator has the capacity to do it. Because one, so it's a very complex structure, and it'll be oversimplification. It'll be an oversimplified way to say that, creators can do it, because they can't. They can. One of the creators struggle to get up in the morning on time and find inspiration for their work. I'm talking about myself, and it's a constant mental struggle for every creator, at least creators who want to like constantly get better, do new things, create new things. For example, I'm working on a journal that I want to create a journal of 50 questions that helps people journal. So I'm working on that on my brand Peach by Vishnu, where I want to create that journal for my audience and for people whoever wants to buy it. Now, I want to create this. I want to do creative, which brings me happiness. If I think about SOPs, if I think about the mechanical ways how to make this industry into a multi-million-dollar industry and how to make it formalize, I won't be able to do justice to what brings me as a person, as a human happiness, which is creating new things. So that is my personal opinion on that. Other than that, I think on the contrary, there are certain SOPs that are now in place, because the amount of money that is going into this industry is crazy. Yeah. And there are companies like Hype. There are companies like a lot of other influencer management companies who are doing great. I mean, for me as a creator, they've built, and like I said, Hype, and when I joined, Hype was still in its formative years. They were still getting a team and making all that, all of those things. And so me and 7 other people were the first few people that Hype started managing. And they very quickly understood the game and built procedures that, hey, this is, if the script comes, if an idea comes, if a brief comes, then we will give you a concept note. Only when you approve a concept note, then we'll give you a script. Only when you approve a script, then we'll give you a video. And you can't just go back. You can't just say that, oh, we don't like the concept and now change the script, because you've approved on the concept and the script and the video, right? So there are certain procedures that are in place now. And of course, it's going to get better over time. But like these companies are doing great.
Something is there to sort of navigate and help you guide. And also, like you said, it's become an ecosystem of its own. So from your feed managers to your brand managers to the people that take care of your scripts and your brands that you associate with, etc., it is becoming an ecosystem of its own, which I think is only something that we're going to have to dwell into further as we go down the road with this show. But before we let you go, Vishnu, because we're running out of time, you talked about Peach. I want to know a little bit about your brand. I want to know why, and I want to know where from after this.
I hate and love how all of my stories and things that I start stem from a story of me and my best friend once wanted to do this. So me and my best friend Jatin, हमने 8th class में एक ना Facebook page बनाया था, because you want to, do something in life kind of thing. So we made a Facebook page where we sold, हमने था कि people can customize their t-shirts and we'll produce them and send it to them, print करवा के बेच देंगे something. Did not work, of course. Very stupid. So, but I thought like, you know what? I've always loved the idea of creating something, and the clothes are something that I genuinely feel that I can do interesting things in. I can curate a sense of aesthetic which is authentic to me, and not just clothes. I mean, the possibilities are endless. I don't want to constrict this brand to just clothes. It could be candles one day, it could be journals. This next collection that I'm doing is a stationery collection where I'm just curating the cutest stationery that helps them, make plans, make vision, and all those things. And this journal that I'm working right now, I'm literally getting on calls with authors and understanding how best to curate these questions, this 50-60 odd questions that help people journal and help them sit and just write, because I feel writing is one of the biggest tool for self-awareness, for personal growth. And I mean, all of this is possible through Instagram. And I just want to mention that, this idea of building community and building this is a very new phenomenon, and people like me and still this new generation, Gen Z, is also going through it as we speak. And they don't understand it. I don't understand it. No one understands it really. But I feel it's a beautiful thing to be able, for someone like me, to be able to create something like that and share it with the community, and it be a world in itself, a little cute world in itself. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And we're so happy for you. We're happy to see that you've grown and that you continue to rise and do things that we do not expect you were going to do. But thank you so much, Vishnu, for being with us. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and more power to you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you for having me.
A supremely talented music composer.
I decided to message Salim Merchant sir and asked him if I could intern with him. And he said, yes, why not? I left my MBA thing and just went for it.
He's garnered fame for his how-to videos.
People will eventually start liking you if you believe in it. So just believe in yourselves and do it.
NewsX influencer A-list proudly recognizes Anshuman Sharma for influence in comedy and music. Hello and welcome. You're joining us on NewsX. I'm Parati Bhanot, and with us today is a musician. He calls himself a music composer, but for a lot of you out there, there's this one video of his that you would have seen. The video is called How to Make a Ritwis Song in 2 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And the video went viral last year during the lockdown. And the person who's made this video is with us today on the broadcast. Anshuman Sharma joins us. Anshuman, firstly, thank you so much for being with us, and a very warm welcome to NewsX.
Thanks a lot for having me here.
So Anshuman, tell us a little bit about these videos that you've been making that have been going viral, that have been making people laugh. I understand there's one on Badshah that you recently made that has also gone viral. Tell us a little bit about these videos.
Well, how it started was basically I used to make just fun stuff on my Instagram, like dialogue remixes and stuff. And there was this particular dialogue remix I'd made on someone, which kind of sounded like Ritviz. So people were tagging Ritviz in the comments of that one. And so I realized, then I listened to Ritvi's music. And then I realized I kind of do, it kind of did sound like him. So, and there were these videos already on the internet by various international YouTubers and stuff, which who showed people how to make a Michael Jackson or how to make a Drake song in 2 minutes and stuff like that. So I thought, why not do it with Dritviz? Since I already know how it sounds, I could just create a track and like put a video like
and
that.
that
out
went
there.
viral. How many views has that gotten till now? Tell us.
I mean, yeah, it got 1 million on Twitter, on Facebook, and 2 million
1 million
on
views
YouTube.
is a lot of views. 1 million views is a very, very high number. So now that we've established that you have an online presence, that you have the knack for creating videos for the internet, the audience on the internet, you were also telling me just now that you are a music composer primarily, right? You enjoy doing music. You're an artist. So who are you currently associated with? What's the kind of music that you're making? What are the songs that we should listen to know what music Anshuman Sharma makes? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've been working with Salim Suleiman, and I've done a couple of background music tracks along with them. I did background music for Kuli Number One, which featured Varun Dhawan. I did Disco Dancer 2.0 featuring Tiger Shroff. And they released an album recently called Bhumi. So I did various songs in that album, including a song for Sunidhi Chauhan, one for Sukhwinder.
Yeah.
So those are like folk songs mixed with jazz and stuff. So yeah, I've been working on stuff like that lately.
You were telling me about how your journey with Salim Suleiman started, and I must say it's indeed rather fascinating. Why don't you tell our viewers about how that began?
Yeah, so I just used to like put videos and stuff of me playing the keyboard on Instagram, and I sent some of those videos to various composers. Like I sent some to Vishal Dadlani, to Salim Merchant, to A.R. Rahman also. And luckily, somehow Salim Merchant saw my video and my DM, and then followed me back, and he was like, "This is great," and then he started following me. And then like after 2-3 months, I was going to do MBA, but then somehow I decided that MBA isn't for me. And then I decided to message Salim Merchant sir and asked him if I could intern with him. And he said, yes, why not? Please come. So I left my MBA thing and just went for it. I went to Mumbai.
So I'm very curious, in fact, and I've asked you this. I want to know from you, Anshuman. Now you make spoofs, right? A lot of your spoofs are related to music, be it Ritviz or be it Badshah. A lot of the spoofs that you're making are on musicians in the industry, but you're also surviving in the same industry, right? So is there ever a sort of conflict of interest? Do you ever feel like you should maybe not make certain videos? It might hurt somebody. You obviously also have to think about your future. That ever come to your mind?
No, there's never a conflict because I don't try to bring them down or anything. I keep it as little, as less offensive as I can. So it's just basically picking out certain things from their music and then telling people that this is mostly the type of stuff they've been doing right now, and just present it in a fun way. I don't make fun of them like as such, but yeah. So
you were also talking about, we were also just discussing about this new trend that is now emerging, wherein you need an online presence to build your own brand, right? Building brands is not only limited to composing a song for and for a movie or an actor or a company. It's now a lot of it is also about having your own presence on the internet. Do you think that that is going to be the norm going ahead, Anshuman? Is that something that you're looking forward to building your?
Yeah, definitely. Because a lot of songs, if I take examples of songs only, a lot of songs are hit songs, and then people don't know who made them and stuff, unless it's a big composer who's known for some kind of music. So in order to tell people that, you need to build a brand, and you need to have that social media presence for that, so that people know it's you who did that. And like, once you have a following, they'll know who you are, and like your songs would have a better chance of becoming the hit song. So
Anshuman, do you think that going ahead, musicians need to now build their brand on the internet, and then take it forward from there? Is that you think,
of course, yeah. And I think it's much easier for musicians to get that exposure nowadays, because previously, 10 years ago, you had to go to a label and like approach them and then beg them for like, so they choose a song and then they decide what you do and then they put it out. Now you can just put it out on YouTube and test it for yourself. So, and if it's a good song, if people like it, then it'll eventually get popular. So it's in fact much easier for people to do that, and it's important as well, because like that's what takes you forward these days.
And
so that's definitely really important.
For you, what is the future like? What does the future hold? What do we expect in the coming years? Do we expect a Anshuman Sharma original album?
Yeah, there might be one soon.
Soon. Okay, so that is something that we're going to look out for. Anshuman, before we let you go, why don't you tell our viewers where to find you online, on Twitter, on Instagram?
Yeah, sure. You all can just search for Anshuman Sharma on Google or Anshuman Sharma on YouTube. My channel is called Anshuman Sharma only, and my Instagram is anshuman.sharma1. So yeah, you can find me easily anywhere. So.
And before we let you go, one piece of advice from a young content creator and a composer to multiple other people out there that want to take that first step and want to get into music, want to become artists?
I mean, I would advise them to like do whatever they feel like, but like, I mean, don't just chase views and stuff, because you'll eventually get those once there's a thing that's out there, and like people will eventually start liking you if you believe in it. So just believe in yourselves and do it.
Thank you, Anshuman. It's been a pleasure having you, and more power to you.
Thanks a lot.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.